right, here we go. Episode 18. How's it going, Dan?
It's going pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing okay. Doing okay. It's always fun to record these podcasts.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to get you the whole Joe Rogan set up here pretty soon. Keep
I
going.
wish, man. You mean like a whole building with my own studio?
Yes. The American flag, the cigars, the weed, everything.
Oh, man, I would love my own cigars. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I still need a humidor.
Yeah.
I've always wanted one of those stand-up humidors with like the light in the top, so it shines light on all your fancy cigars.
Yeah.
But I don't know. My brother, at Christmas, he actually got me a set of the crystal glasses with the decanter. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta pick a good whiskey to put in there.
Aren't you making some still?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
We got to get on that.
I mean, yeah, me and my dad were actually we're putting it together right now. He did a run the other day. So we got and honestly it's just a sugar run, just some clear ass like moonshine, just regular ass vodka. So there's no like fancy flavors or nothing on this one. But I think he used mostly just sugar on that one. But we have one that we're gonna distill up soon. That's corn and barley. Well, it's corn and barley extract, but it's still the barley flavor. But it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, I think I tried one of the ones that you guys made. It was pretty damn good, strong as hell. So I want you guys to get going on that because that'd be cool to slap.
Well, we can put those almost to like any proof we want. Like,
yes.
Honestly, like if you distill it twice, like you're looking at like shit that you're not supposed to drink.
Unregulated.
Well, yeah, it's all unregulated. That's partially why it's regulated so carefully. Because it's really easy to make dangerous alcohol.
Start going fucking blind.
But yeah, you have to know how much you take off the first part of the run. Because like when the first part of the run, it burns like really hot, and like you get all the methanol, all the stuff you're not supposed to fucking drink, the shit that literally rots your optic nerves, like the shit that makes you go blind. So like you have to know, like take a jar of that and just toss it.
Yeah.
Or fuel. You could use it to like light some fires.
That'd be dope.
Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
With the heads off a moonshine run. Perfect.
Yeah, weren't you guys messing around with like apple? Like an apple pie flavor or something like that. Weren't you doing something?
Yeah, we did an apple pie flavor once. That was pretty good. It was dangerously delicious. It was like way too good.
That's the best kind of liquor though.
It sucks because like it doesn't suck, I guess, depending on who you're asking. But when we finished it, it was like 140 proof or something.
Jesus.
Like, it was like stupid high alcohol level. It's like, oh my god, we can't give this out to people.
You start your parties off.
We had to cut
that.
it down. Like I don't want to hand out anything that's under or that's over like 100. I would feel uncomfortable with that.
What you do is, have you ever played extreme beer pong where you have like 30 cups set up and the center cup is a shot of liquor and you're just bouncing the ball off the wall? And if it lands on the liquor cup, then that person has to drink that cup plus all the cups touching it.
Oh, wow.
You could do one cup of that in the center. That'd be fucking brutal.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's other games you could play, but I wouldn't want to play with that stuff. This stuff's way too strong, man. Like, I don't know. Probably shouldn't be talking about it too much on this podcast, but I guess it's a little too late, huh?
Yeah, what are they going to do?
Nobody's going to do shit. They're going to ask me for samples is what they're going to do.
Exactly. I'm trying to help promote it for you.
There's no promotion. It's not for sale. It's a hobby. It's like this podcast. It's not for sale either.
Yeah.
But so CYTERRA's doing a show soon, right?
Yeah, May 28th. It's, like less than 2 weeks away now.
Yeah. Who are you playing with?
Sectus, Flotsam Jetsam's headlining it. Then it's gonna be Sectus, then us.
Sectus, those guys play a lot.
Yeah, they're all over the place. And then there's also the Averist and the other one I can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember the other.
That's okay.
band.
Look it up, man.
I got it right here on my phone, actually. Show and Tell. That was the other one. Yep.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'm pronouncing Averist correctly or not, but
Avarist.
Averist.
I don't know. I'm guessing too.
I'm sure they hate that because I know we always hated that when we were in
It
Arcanaut.
happens,
People
dude.
pronouncing or
If you,
mispronouncing our name.
yeah, that's why you went with CYTERRA
Yeah, we needed
because,
something that was pretty straightforward because
yeah.
we were kind of sick of the whole Archanaut
Hey man, you do it once.
thing. Yeah,
You make a name that nobody can pronounce, and
you
then you
only
realize
do
the
it
mistake.
once. Yeah.
But I mean, it's not really a mistake if it means something, you know.
You know what though? Like I've mispronounced names of big bands too, and I mean everybody. Eventually, you learn the proper pronunciation of it, and
Yeah.
it's no longer a thing. But
Have
I
you?
guess we never really got to that point. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding. There's I mean, there's always that saying like any publicity is good publicity. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, somebody's like, oh, Archanaut, and they're like, oh no, it's actually Arcanaut. You know, if you like correct them, like they'll remember it
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little more. They'll remember the interaction. Like, oh, that guy was a fucking prick.
Well, and if somebody else hears, even if they hear the name Archanaut, if somebody who doesn't know us saw that name, they would automatically probably assume the same pronunciation, and it's still recognition for the band itself. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's hard to mistake that. But
yeah. Those who know it's pronounced Archanaut.
it was just funny because you'd have. I remember we went to California that one time, and the opening band for our band went up, and he's like, "Oh, and the next up, here we go, we got Archanaut
Oh,
coming
man.
up," and
We got on. We're like, it's actually Archanaut.
yeah,
Here's your first
you have
song.
to correct him. Like
Yeah.
he should not be the one introducing you guys.
Yeah,
for
he
one.
should. He
Like,
probably should at least asked us how to pronounce it.
he was talking a lot.
Yeah, he was.
I wish I could remember his band name. I feel bad now.
It's hard for me to remember which time that was because of how many times we
Well, it was
went out of state.
No, I remember
several times
exactly
that
what
year.
time it was. It was at the Bancroft. They had a giant cock painted on the wall, a male chicken, and it was and the two local bands before us were pretty good. Like they had a high energy, and then you guys, Arcanaut went up, and it was way higher. Like you know, like Arcanaut is like one of the highest energy bands that was on each bill.
Yeah,
Like you guys just wrote your songs that way. That's just how it was. And then the next bands that went on were like these like core band, like core, my metalcore kind of bands, like kind of chanty, chuggy kind of, and the whole audience was like they're already like way beyond that. They were way past it already.
Yeah.
You know. So those bands go on, and the energy was just went like a little bit lower, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is what the headliner is." Like they were ready for a headliner even stronger, even better, and it's
Yeah.
like it didn't happen.
Yeah, well, and we were
People literally left.
exhausting people too. When we would go on, they would get all tired out, and then by the time the headliner comes on, they're done. Like,
Yeah, that would happen too. It's just like I don't know. It was often that you guys sounded like you were the headliner, and then the headliner would go up and like below it, just not bring the same energy.
There's definitely been times that we've even done that locally, like at Club Red.
Oh, yeah.
There'd be a national touring act that would come on, and you know we were. I don't know. We didn't do things the right way back then. We would just play a show, pack up, and go home, and not even stay for the rest of it, you know. And we would hear words of people that, like our friends that would stick behind, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, everybody left after you guys were done." Like even for the headlining band, there's nobody there anymore.
It's so bad.
Yeah. So yeah,
It's not. I don't know if that's a good reputation to have.
I don't think so. It is. I don't think
It's
is.
impressive on paper.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it made us feel good, but at the same time, it's like, damn, I wouldn't want that to happen to us.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like I don't know, man.
but it's kind of like one of those reversal things, you know, where it's like Blue Oyster Cult and Kiss, you know, Kiss opening for Blue Oyster Cult, then the year later, Blue Oyster Cult's opening for Kiss. It's kind of one of those things. So
Yeah, that's funny.
yeah,
Well, I mean, this is gonna be your band's first show as CYTERRA.
yeah,
I know it's all the same dudes, but
yeah. Minus
it's
one.
yeah, -1. But yeah, it's gonna be CYTERRA's first show, so it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah,
Everybody's gonna see Louise singing.
Oh, you guys, you have no idea what's coming. Actually,
Louise sounds crazy.
no, it's honestly, I don't know if I had necessarily any doubts as far as Luis being front man, but it was just something that we hadn't done yet because obviously he's always done backups, but it's, you know, doing backups is different than full on going all out, you know, being front man. So having the endurance and just to keep going, you know, and doing full vocals through an entire song, I think I wasn't sure if he was exactly ready for that, but he's proven me way wrong.
Well, I mean, I know that he like when I would talk with him about music and stuff, he would always talk about how he's like really trying to get into his vocals more than anything else.
Yeah.
And every time I would sit down and talk with him about the guitars or whatever he's writing, and he would just want to talk about singing, like vocals, and like how he likes like writing new lyrics and new vocals, and how he wants to be more of a part of that. Like even back in Argonaut, he would talk about that all the time. Like how he really wanted to push to be like a bigger part of like the lyrics and vocals, and how he wanted those to be more important in the band in general. And like now he's finally got a shot, man. It's cool.
That's funny because I thought we were going to kind of become like another System of a Down almost in Argonaut. I thought he was going to really start taking on a lot more vocal parts in Argonaut because I think that's what he wanted.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, it was definitely tough, and it obviously never got to that point. But I think if it kept going, we might have seen that happen. But I don't know. It would have been interesting to see if he would have put the guitar down even then,
for a song or two.
Yeah, or even like permanently to kind of be like a dual vocalist band, or maybe even find somebody else to fill in guitar on his parts.
I feel like that's hard to do unless you have like two vocal styles that are like drastically different, like the Who.
Yeah,
they do that kind of dual vocalist thing. But I don't know. I feel like maybe I could see him like putting down his guitar for a little bit, but a whole set of two vocalists, I would raise an eyebrow at that. I'd be like, who are these dudes?
I think
like,
it can be done right, but we just haven't seen it yet.
You would need more other band members. It'd have to be like Slipknot with two vocalists. Like you wouldn't have you.
I'm actually surprised Slipknot didn't go that way with how many members they had in their band.
With Corey Taylor.
Yeah, at least like
you think he's gonna let somebody else?
Probably not. He's got too much of an ego. But it would have been kind of interesting to see how that band would have changed if maybe they had like a backup vocalist or even somebody that did like, like a 60-40 split on vocals or something.
Or if they did like a crossover with Linkin Park.
Oh yeah, like the Linkin Park of heavy metal.
Chester Bennington on a Slipknot album.
Yeah.
That might actually have been cool.
Well, I mean, I think it probably could have been because like Lincoln or Chester Bennington, he did that song with Mark Morton for Mark Morton's solo album, and that shit was dope. Because originally when I heard that, I was like, "You're gonna like Mark Morton of Lamb of God is gonna do a song with fucking Chester Bennington? That sounds weird." But that song ended up being fucking badass.
They're artists, man.
Yeah, and I think it was the last song he recorded before he passed too. So it ended up being pretty badass.
That's cool. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm all about like hearing what artists can do together and collaborate.
Yeah,
it's when it's like a collaboration that's based on hype. It's just like two celebrities that do something.
Yeah,
it's just like the David Hasselhoff metal album. I listened to that and I was like,
"Oh my god,
this is dumb." It's not like a collaboration. I guess that might be a bad example, but it's like gimmicky hype shit like that. I just like, ugh.
There was a lot of buzz around that.
I know, it's so dumb. Like it was obviously like marketed hype. Like it wasn't good. Like
I had to check it out. I had to see what all the hype was about.
I checked it. I looked it up too. God. I was like, "What? David Hasselhoff has a metal album? What is this?"
Like it was good in its own way, I guess.
Yeah, it sounded like a David Hasselhoff metal album.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly what you would expect from David Hasselhoff.
Like think of Knight Rider, but metal.
Oh, jeez.
But so what else is CYTERRA doing after the show? You guys got anything lined up? Or
we sort of have something in the works with a couple local bands. We're trying to throw like another local show together, probably for July, early July.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I'll keep an eye out for that.
I can't really confirm what bands are going to be on it just yet, or who it's through, or anything like that. But
I'm wishing if you guys are like focused on like local or like live stuff, or if you're working on like more music or
yeah. So we obviously. We only have this one EP out right now. It's got 3 songs on it. And obviously that's not enough for a show anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm sure people are probably wondering, like, what other songs are we going to be playing for the show? And we got technically a second EP already in the works that we're going to be early, I guess, revealing to people because we're going to be playing them for this show too.
That's good. I like that shit.
Yeah. So we have like another 4 or 5 song EP that's coming right after this one. And then, so we're going to probably get recording on that. Actually, I could probably start recording that now, even just because we have those songs done and down already, obviously, because we're going to be playing them. And Luis has been coming in clutch with the vocals and getting lyrics done and stuff like that. I think he's got one song that he's about he's got like one song left that he's got about half the vocals for. So we're making pretty good progress on that. So I think by the time this show's done, we're gonna be ready to release another EP here shortly, and then
Awesome.
yeah, we actually got like two other EPs in the works. So we got that
Oh,
one,
hell
and then
yeah.
we got another one that nobody has heard of yet. So
No, that's good. Got a material coming.
yeah,
But
a lot of material coming.
awesome. Yeah, it's if anyone is listening and wondering, what Luis actually sounds like, he's on the intro. It's
Yes.
the intro of the podcast. Sounds really good. He sounds like that throughout all of their songs. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
It's huge.
I honestly, I think he sounds way better now, actually, than he did even 2 months ago. Like
Awesome, dude.
the other day, we finally got together because I took a little bit of time off because my hands all messed up. But we finally I finally got back in the studio with him because they've been practicing without me. But I finally got back in there with them, and man, holy shit! Like that, I don't know. I guess being away for like 2 weeks kind of put things into perspective, allowed me to take a step back a little bit.
Yeah, that helps.
And like when we got back in there, everything just clicked again, and I don't know, I just holy shit, his vocals sound so good now, and I'm really proud to have him as frontman at this point. You know,
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
yeah, he's doing a really killer job, and I know he kind of shits on himself sometimes about it, but no, he sounds like things
Yeah.
at first that I thought were gonna be like I don't know about that, but like he's really polished it up, and it's really sounding
Yeah,
really
man.
good.
Just gotta let him go. He hasn't really had a lot of time as like a frontman vocalist, so like
Yeah.
he's got a lot to work out, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And like he'll hone his craft. He'll polish it up.
Yeah,
Right now he's been like, guitarist,
yeah,
kind of a wild guitarist at that. His style is pretty fucking like,
yeah.
yeah, I like it. It's like kind of wild, but
I
his vocal style is like really like precise, like really fucking it's not like screams, but it's like clean, but it's like rough around the edges, and
he can
it
he
just
can do a
sounds
little
so
bit
good.
of it all. Honestly, he's
Yeah.
that's honestly like because when we were doing a lot of covers, that's why I liked going to him for Devin Townsend covers because he can kind of do the same thing where he can do really good cleans or he can do really good growls and hit ridiculous notes and stuff like that. And I feel like a lot of people haven't been able to see that yet. So um, it's
Well,
gonna
in
be
the
interesting.
in that one Battle for Sunrise, when he says roots run deep, he has this
Yes.
deep,
Yes.
and he just lets that go out for so long. It's like, man, it's hard to like. I remember hearing him do that like in person, and it's like it's hard to imagine like he actually does that for that long. Like
Yes.
there's no like effects or anything. Like
Right.
there's like a chorus or something, and maybe a little bit of reverb.
Yeah, I threw a little bit of effects
But it's
on it,
like-
but that's all him. That
It's
whole
not like
scream.
there's no pitch correction, nothing. Like he's just.
Yep.
It's so
and
crazy.
the funny thing about that too, because like obviously me and Attila were doing we did backup vocals for that song,
Yeah.
and I remember me and him were recording the backup vocals, and we were both just like, "Fuck it, we're not even gonna try to do backups on that part because neither of us could hold that shit out as long as he
Yeah,
did."
that's hard.
Yeah, he did like a dip on his vocals for it too. It was really cool, and and that's why like if you listen to the guitars, you can hear me dive on the bridge for it with the whammy bar to kind of help, I guess, support what he was doing with his voice because it was just so unreal that
Yeah,
he
he just
did.
dropped like an octave lower.
Yeah,
Just like for that one note.
yeah.
Like,
So me and Attila were just like, "Fuck that, we're not even gonna touch that. Like it's too perfect. Leave
We're
it the
too
way
small."
it is." Yeah, we're not to that godly level of vocals yet. So
That's cool though. It's cool when you have those experiences like while you're recording, you're like, shit.
yeah, I think
Like,
at
it's
that
gonna be
point
real.
we were all like, "Oh shit!" Like he's not messing around. He
That's-
really wants to do, be front man. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Have you guys thought of using Mind Rage to record at all? Like record some live shit?
I don't think as a band we've really discussed doing it lately. Just because obviously they have the setup for it, but it's also everything's kind of scattered. Everything's kind of
Oh yeah, I've been there.
all over the place.
It's a little cluttered.
I feel like it would take me a whole day to get in there and just kind of get things organized so that we can. And then the next time we come back, they would be all fucked up again because there's other bands that practice there too. So things get moved around literally every time we go in there, and that's why I don't want to leave my shit there because they've the Lou, the guy that runs it, he's offered us to like leave our gear there so we don't have to transport it every time. But it's like I don't need somebody fucking with my dials on my amp and shit. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought about shooting like maybe like a live music video there, because I think that would be kind of cool. It's like a cool environment. There's
Yeah, and
cool lights and stuff.
that's
But
kind of what I was thinking about, and
yeah.
like I was like imagining you guys, because I've seen you guys practice at Mind Rage,
Hmm.
and you know, I thought like it'd be cool to have a video to like show people.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
and
know,
I
that'd
haven't
be
really
dope.
discussed it with them yet, but it is definitely something I think I want to do, because I know we want to do a music video for
Hmm.
one of the songs on the EP. We haven't 100% decided what we want to do for the music video, but I thought, at the very least we could do something a little more simpler where we're just jamming in the studio, because I mean even Gojira's done shit like that.
Yeah.
They have that Shooting Star video where they're just jamming in the studio. So I mean Pantera's done similar stuff too, so like fuck it, why not?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, like that Pantera video I bring up all the time.
Yeah.
The what is it? Mouth for War.
Yeah, Mouth for War, yeah.
That video, it's just like strobe lights and black and white
Yeah.
filters.
I mean, you
and
can
like,
even see the shadows of the blinds.
yeah,
You don't see the blinds, but you see the shadow.
they could have
of
shot
the
that in the
blinds.
living room. Like,
Yeah. You could literally shoot it in the
no
same room
idea.
we're in right now and probably get away with it.
yeah, and like that's a powerful music video.
Yeah.
You watch it and you're like, God damn, like this is just as intense as the music I'm watching.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell what's in the background.
It's
all
in black and white. Yeah.
It's cool as fuck.
Perfect.
They have, like big ass words flash up on the screen when he screams them.
Yeah.
Just like simple graphics. Like you could easily make music videos like that are totally watchable. I'd watch that music video again, and they probably paid $20 to get that done.
Yeah.
Like
It doesn't cost anybody anything to make a video like
$20
that.
in the '80s.
Oh yeah.
It's probably like $200 now.
So we could probably do it ourselves and not pay anybody.
Yeah, you already have GoPros and shit.
Yeah.
He's mine. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, I mean I bought the black backdrops over there for like shooting promos and stuff, so like we could easily probably get away with it.
Yeah, you got to help me shoot a commercial for this.
I'm down, yeah. Just say when.
Yeah, I got to do like some sort of video to like thank everybody who's been listening to this shit, because damn, there's a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
It's growing, like not like a crazy rate. Like it's not like I won the lottery or nothing, but there's like I got like over 100 clicks on my last episode.
Yeah.
It's like, geez,
No,
like
I'm
100
proud.
people clicked on this for some reason.
I'm proud of the progress you made. Like, what, this is episode 18 now, so it's like we're getting there.
Number 18.
So you did exactly what I wanted to do, which is go to that school and start doing shit with it, and
Yeah, that school it's okay. If you really want to do studio work, it'll teach you a lot about studio work.
yeah,
The other programs, like they'll run you through some crash courses in broadcasting and like live sound, but they're kind of crash courses.
yeah,
Like as far as live sound, like I went to that school to do live sound, and I went in to get a little better at recording because I wanted to help out Arcanaut
yeah,
and like get some recording knowledge down. And then like the money is in live sound though.
yeah,
Unless
definitely.
unless you're sitting down and putting your years into a studio and going through the internship and the apprenticeship and going through all the ranks and all that in a studio. Unless you're doing that, like the money's in live sound.
Yeah,
You can work for like, 20-30 bucks an hour doing gigs and stuff. It's kind of unpredictable though. But their live sound course is pretty minimal.
yeah,
They don't teach you a lot about it. They teach you how to hook up like a club PA, and they teach you how some of the gear works, like wireless antennas. They teach you like wireless system a little bit, and then they teach you how like the amps work and crossovers and stuff. But it's pretty basic as far as live sound goes. If you wanted to get into that, I would just start hitting up sound guys at bars and stuff. No, honestly, like hit up places that do live music and just ask for internship opportunities. Just go help out, get your fucking $50 for the day or the night or whatever, help out and run some cables, learn how all that shit plugs in, learn how the buttons work on the system. You don't have to go to a fucking $30,000 school to learn how to run live sound. You don't.
yeah.
And like I wish I would have
anybody
jumped.
can plug shit in. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Like I wish I would have jumped into the industry before I went to the school.
I actually wish you were around when early on in Arcanaut we were playing a lot of shows at Club Red, and they had this sound guy there named Jesse, and there was another guy, I can't seem to remember his name, but Jesse ended up going off and doing sound work for a band on tour and stuff, and he eventually left Club Red, and I think
Did Jesse
Adam or some
did he
some other
also
dude
work
named-
at the Mesa Art Center?
He might have. He knew his stuff. Like he was really
Because if
into
it's the
it.
same Jesse I'm thinking of, then I work with him a lot.
That dude
actually.
is he a ginger? He's got like a beard.
Nope.
Oh,
No, he's not Ginger. He's a different Jesse then.
Oh yeah, it's probably somebody else. Because yeah, this dude was cool as hell. And I remember when I was really getting into like recording and mastering and all that stuff. I actually talked to him about potentially doing an internship at Club Red. Actually, that never happened because I was too busy with the band and stuff. But yeah, that would have been good for you. It would have been a get in on the ground floor over at Club Red when that was going.
I wish I would have thought of that, but I was all fucking reared up, ready to go. Had my GI Bill. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I got an idea. I have the money. I have my GI Bill and my scholarship. I can jump into school and learn a bunch of shit really quick, and like I did. But like I'm probably never gonna work in a studio. Like, that sounds like a nightmare.
I remember you were saying
to
like
me,
I hate
dude.
studio work. Like,
Dude, it
fuck
sounds
that.
like a nightmare. Like
Yeah.
you're sitting there and like someone's singing like shit in the booth, and like you have to fucking you have to mix it with the music, and you have to get all the tracks, and you can't say anything. You just have to like look on the quality of the recording.
Yeah.
Did you record it the cleanest way possible? And if the producer doesn't like it, you have to fix it. And it's like they get what you're the guy who solves all the problems. That's what I don't like about it. Is like they're only there to talk to you like when shit's going wrong. Otherwise, like you're the machine and you better work right. You better get those fucking recordings done. That's your job.
Yeah.
And it's like that kind of environment would like I would just be too anxious. In
Yeah.
live sound, it's like it's more like we got a time limit, and like things have to work by this time. And like, if this thing isn't working by this time, well, the show's gonna fucking start.
Yeah.
And we got to make it work. Like,
Well, and I feel like at that point, it's no longer about the performance of the person either. It's more of just like, is everything balanced? Does everything sound good? Can you, like,
and, like,
regardless of their performance?
if the performance sucks, like, the responsibility isn't on you as a sound guy.
yeah.
It's like they'll even come yelling at you, dude. They'll come like, hey, we can't like hear this. Like, well, they're not singing into the microphone, so
Yeah.
not my problem. Like, if your shit works, like it works. Now, if it doesn't work, they'll yell at you. But
Yeah.
it's better than the recordings.
You can't polish a turd.
You're not recording the live performance.
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
doing the live performance, and it goes how it goes. Like it's
Yeah.
done. And like I don't know, that kind of pressure is easier for me to handle than the kind of pressure where it's like, this is being recorded forever. You better make it right.
It better sound
Like,
good.
Hey, I don't like this little tiny part. Can you tweak this? No, tweak it different. Nope, tweak it different. Like,
Yeah.
like no, thank you. I don't want to do that shit.
I'm definitely feeling the back end
yeah.
of that one because like when we were doing the EP, it was the same way. It was like, can you tweak this? Can you tweak that? I'm kind of over it.
What do you mean by tweak? What is tweak? What is that?
Yeah,
Is that a drug?
What,
Like what?
what exactly do you mean? What is it exactly you want to hear? What do you want me
it
to
to
do?
sound more purple.
Yeah.
Like,
I want it to sound more purple.
like oh god. But with
Jesus.
live sound, it's like you like hey, I plugged it in. It's like I can change the chord. Like we could try to like I know what's wrong usually when something's not going
Yeah.
right. I can be like, okay, it could be one of two or three things.
Yep.
Like, I can fix that shit and I can get the sound out. If they say like, oh, that doesn't sound very good, it's like, well, maybe your dude should play better. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm
Yeah.
here to make the sound come out of the speakers.
No,
Like,
no amount of volume
Yeah.
balancing is gonna fix your
I've-
performance.
you can do as much as you want with like frequencies bouncing around the room. You
Yeah.
can tell when something sounds like shit. You can tell when there's too much bass. It just sounds like your eardrums are vibrating.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this doesn't sound right. Like, all right, turn the bass down a little here. Like, or
I was gonna say you guys still do EQ and stuff, right?
yeah, you EQ
Live
it.
EQ.
Yeah, you EQ it mostly for feedback,
Mm-hmm.
and then for anything that's like, I don't know. Some frequencies get really harsh in certain venues.
Yeah.
Like certain things bounce off of walls weird, and like having a sound guy who knows the venue, he already
Mhm.
knows what frequencies are going to sound bad.
Yeah.
Like, and then the bass is probably the biggest reason you'd EQ.
Mm-hmm.
Put a low fucking high pass on almost everything.
Well, does the size of the venue and the amount of people in the venue does that
dude,
drastically
that all
change
matters.
things too?
The amount of people isn't as important as the temperature. When there's a lot of
Interesting.
people in there, the temperature goes up.
Yeah.
And so the speed of sound is at a certain rate. at 70 degrees.
See,
It's
I
measured,
didn't even know
yeah.
temperature had anything to do with sound
Well, it's
waves.
measured at 70 degrees Celsius because that's like normal room temp.
Yeah.
Like, so if you hear like sound travels at, 11,030 feet per second, like that's at 70 degrees. At 90 degrees, it's more like, 1,200 or 1,300 per second. Like it's
Wow.
closer to that. It moves a lot faster in hot, like
I
environments.
had no idea.
So when you're calculating like, slap back on the reverb and like a venue like Club Red at a
Hmm.
metal show, the
Yeah.
temperature is going to go up.
Oh
So
yeah.
like they might have to adjust the settings, although I doubt metal show like sound guys at metal shows really touch it up that much. You know, if it was like a lot of people in a show that was like cleaner, less
Hmm.
distortion, maybe like a jazz show or something where there might be a lot of people with some high energy, but it's like supposed to be clean notes and you don't want reverb destroying it. And I don't know, you might want to mess with like the delay on the stacked array that's hung above the people
Yeah.
or whatever. You have to mess with the delay on the milliseconds that it delays, or
Off
else
the
it's going
wall
to
and
sound
stuff.
like it's
Yeah.
phasing. It's going to give you a weird phaser sound, and I don't know.
I think to my knowledge, especially at Club Red, those guys they would just set the faders and let it go, and then they would just sit there and hit their vape while we're playing and not
Yeah,
adjust
dude.
anything.
With metal, you can't hear it.
Yeah.
Like that weird phaser, like you're not going to hear it, dude. There's
Yeah.
so much going on. There's so
Hmm.
much loud. Like people are screaming. There's like loud guitars, and the vocalist is. You're not going to hear a phaser on the vocals. That's for sure. Like there's probably like 3 chorus effects and a reverb on it, anyways. Like so,
Jeez.
it's like most metal has so much effects. You're not gonna catch any of that distortion in the room, but like cleaner shows you would. But yeah, temperature affects sound for sure.
Yeah, I had no idea. That's crazy.
In colder places, it moves slower, like 1,000 feet per second.
Wow.
You calculate your delay differently. But yeah, I learned all about that in Crass. Well, a little bit about that, I should say. And then like when I was hanging out at the Orpheum Theater for my internship, um, my cousin Dylan was helping me out with that. He was like teaching me how like all the line arrays, and he was running me through the SMART program where you have
Yeah.
like a reference mic in the center of the venue, and like it'll calibrate it and like tell you like within how many decibels your speakers are calculated or like calibrated, and you can tell whether you have to like recalibrate a speaker or just toss it or like get a new one, or like it'll
Jesus.
it'll dude, it's
That is so much more like scientific than I
it
thought it
is
would
so
be.
crazy. Like there's so many programs that'll like kind of auto set your room,
Yeah.
but like you should still know what you're looking at. You can't just push go. You have to know like what does this mean? Like what am I doing here? Because like I saw one time a Mexican show came through, and this dude was like, "Do you have smart?" And Dylan's like, "Yeah." He's kind of like surprised, like, "Yeah." It's like, "Okay, cool. That's all I need." And Dylan's like, okay.
Okay.
Sure. Like that's not what a sound guy would say, but all right.
Jesus.
And when the show has their own sound guy, you just kind
Yeah.
of like you show them the ropes. Like here's our house, here's the venue, here's the inputs, here's our board. Like here's where your mains are gonna be. Here's how you switch what you're gonna looking at, and then they're like, okay, cool. Like here's how to get to your EQ, and then that's pretty much all the sound guy needs. Like if they're on tour, they just need the EQ and like
Yeah.
pretty much it. Like how to do the ins and outs. And yeah, most boards are pretty similar.
Yeah, I'm sure they've probably got it streamlined at this point where most of the soundboards are pretty
Well,
similar.
I shouldn't say they're similar, but most of the professional soundboards, they are set up to like, accommodate a touring,
Yeah. I'm sure they have a lot of the
act. So
same like
they have the
features
same
and stuff.
concepts.
Yeah, they're just probably approached a little
Yeah,
differently.
you just need to know where your inputs are, where your outputs are going, and then how to get to the EQ so you can kill any reverb or any feedback. And then after that, it's like you can pretty much just sit there and like wait for any problems to happen.
Well, I'm sure that like a touring sound person, they probably have experience in multiple brands and types of soundboards for that reason.
Yeah. It's funny, the guy at Crass, Keith, which I just learned they fired him
Damn.
Crazy shit. Like, I heard from one of the union people in the theater. They're like, "Hey, you and Jesse were talking about Crass." Jesse's a Crass graduate too, but he's like, "Hey, you guys were talking about Crass. Peter, the theater instructor over there, he was telling me they fired Keith
Damn.
just like out of the blue." We're like, "What? Geez, about time." The guy was like old school audio tech, like all analog kind of.
Oh man.
So when he taught digital stuff, it was like really hard to listen to.
Yeah.
He barely knew it.
He probably didn't care either.
Not much.
If he's an analog guy, he's probably like, fuck this digital
He's
shit.
like deaf in his left ear.
Yeah.
Because I guess one of the students blasted him one day.
Oh shit.
Like actually
Just
permanently messed up his
destroyed
left
his
ear
ear.
at school. What a horrible fate.
Right, your job is in audio and you're down one
and
ear.
a student blasts your left side. Like while you're standing next to a speaker trying to like mess with it.
Like,
They
all
turn
right,
it on.
We're not going to certify this kid.
Oh, here's the problem. Unmute.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh man.
Yeah, that had to hurt bad. But he was like really rough as far as like his humor.
Yeah.
He had like the old school
Little
humor.
dry.
You know? Well, dry humor, but like, you know, if you do this, you're a fucking idiot. You know, it's like his language is just out there too. It's like, God damn, this guy's an instructor. Like, holy shit, this day and age.
Jesus.
Like, I could see him being an instructor like 10, 20 years ago, but damn.
Probably offended somebody and got fired for it.
Absolutely what happened. I don't know the details, but I'm damn sure that's what happened.
Yeah,
like, he
more than
offended
likely.
people all the
Somebody
time,
got
left and
offended
right.
and fucking reported him.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, that guy he just blew my mind that he was like deaf and still working as an audio guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I forgot where I was going with Keith, but where were we on before I started talking about Keith? Like, we were on a story.
The temperatures of sound waves and stuff like that.
Yeah, I forgot why I brought Keith up. But yeah, that guy's a trip for sure. Jesse can tell you all sorts of stories about him. It's funny. Jesse told me that I want him on the podcast someday. Got to get him on here. But he was telling me he's doing live sound for a long time. Like you know, he never really went to college. He just jumped into the live sound game.
Yeah.
Like around the local scenes and stuff. And I think he did sound for like the Marquee for a little bit. You know, he did a lot of local scenes, a lot of metal and punk shows. And he said he already had a whole bunch of experience before he went to Crass. So he dropped like, you know, $20,000 to go to Crass. Or I think he said it was like $16,000
Yeah.
when he went. Like the tuition was like 16.
Probably a little cheaper.
Yeah. And because it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And he said when he went, he was like blown away about how simple it was. He was
What?
like, damn. Like, I've been in the live sound industry and like, this is like fucking baby shit. Like, the way he talks about it's funny. But like,
I kind of wondered about the integrity of like Crass because
it's not
it's
not
a
about
short
the
course. Like it's what 9 months, and they certify you in like 15 different things. And
certify is a very that's a loose word there, man.
yeah, apparently so. Because like, how do you certify somebody in 15 different things in 9 months? And
You want to get certified level 3 on Dante? Do you know networking? Go to Dante.com and type in certification. Level 1 course, you can pass that in less than an hour. So you're level 1 Dante certified. Okay, level 2. If you know anything about networking or Ethernet cables or how any of the IP numbers work or anything, you can get level 2 certified in about 2 hours. Like this is certification for one program, Dante. You know, it's like,
well, damn, I'm level 2 certified in Dante.
you can be within a couple hours, man.
Jesus.
Like you can go on the websites and get certified. They just point you in the right direction for these certifications. Now, as far as like Pro Tools certification and Logic certification, there needs to be actual proctors that like, you know, they have to be certified to give you that level because there's a test. They have to run you through a test, and if you get so many points off, you don't get the certification. You have to retake it. But there's certain ones like that, like for Pro Tools and Logic. There's other bigger programs that have tests for them.
I wonder if I'm certified in any of those things just from what I already know without having to take a course.
Well, you have to take the course. That's the certification.
Oh, I
You
thought that
you
was
take
just.
a
I thought it was
course.
just like the test itself. Like, I wonder if I could pass the test
Well,
just
you could. I mean, you could
offhand.
just skip all the text and go right to the test. I mean, they're all online courses,
Oh,
except for like the main DAWs that they're like, you gotta like, where they run you through a test, like, oh, clip this audio right here and then reshape it to here, like rename the file to this,
that's
and
all it
then
is.
make 8 audio tracks and name them blah 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 blah. Yeah, well, they give you a piece of paper with instructions, and then it's a time limit.
Damn.
The time limits are quick. Do not like mistake that. They are fast. Like you have to know what you're doing. Like you have to
Yeah, you can't
fucking
you can't
work.
just sit there and like find it. You have to
Yeah,
know where it
you have to
is.
fucking work. You have to
Yeah.
fucking know like step 1, step 2, step 3. Like you have to fucking do it. But the Pro Tools ones were tough. I think I got level 2 certified, but I mean that doesn't mean much. That's like setting up a session is level 2 certified. I know how to create tracks and name them and color them, and I can set up the time code to be the right format, and I can set up like the sample rate in the correct way. I know how to do that through the menu. Okay, that's level 2 certified. Like I can set up a session for the head audio guy to come in and like sit down and be like, it's ready to go.
Right.
I'm capable of doing that. But like actually running the session and using the hotkeys and clipping stuff and like, putting a fade here, crossfade there, like that would take me a little while. I'd have to spend some time getting used to that.
Yeah.
It's another language,
No, it definitely is.
But I don't know. I saw you using Guitar Pro. You're pretty much at that level of guitar. You're like level 4
man.
certified Guitar Pro user.
I feel like I could teach an entire class on Guitar Pro.
You should hit up Guitar Pro. See if you can get a sponsorship or something. Seriously, like you use it to write everything you do. So
Well, and they keep pumping out new versions too. Like now, I think they're on Guitar Pro 7. I'm still using 5 and 6 just because I like the way those flow better. But 7's actually, I actually did a demo for 7 and I actually liked it a lot. But I didn't want to pay to keep it. So
well, the fact that you know these things, like Guitar Pro should recognize that and like use you as an advertiser, because
that'd be cool.
You could do it if they sent you a free version. I'm sure you would get a few people to buy it.
I'll do a fucking product review of it. I don't care. Like I'll do it because I did that for my YouTube channel on like a guitar and I got like 17,000 views on it or something like that. I'm sure if I did one for Guitar Pro, it'd probably do the same.
Hell yeah, that'd be cool, man.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Do a run through on Guitar Pro, how you use it specifically as an artist. Like, it would be cool if it was more like a unique thing more than a tutorial. Like, this is how I use it. And like, and then like, you can give a demonstration about how fast your workflow is. Like, here's my workflow. Here's what
I know, because it seems like every time I tab something out in Guitar Pro in front of other people, they're like, Jesus Christ, you're quick at this fucking
Dude, it's
thing.
impressive. I've seen you do it, and it's impressive. I saw you tab drums in Guitar Pro. I was like, dude, like, I know it's just like hit, but it's like, you know which numbers mean which hits, and you're just
I've memorized all the code for it.
It's fun to watch actually, but I'm sure that would make a good video. Guitar Pro would be all into that, I'm sure.
I'm trying to get
There's got to be someone who'd be interested in it.
I'm trying to get Attila on that level too, because I think it'd be really cool to have him writing his own drum parts in Guitar Pro, and then he could send them to me, and then I can like maybe write some riffs to it or something like that, and I think it could be extremely beneficial to him.
I wonder if it'd almost be easier to like have him write just with a MIDI kit. Like
that would be cool.
Like, I don't know if
that was half the reason why I wanted to do the electric kit, because I can actually have the electric kit ran into my computer, and it'll actually tab his hits out for him.
That's
and
what I mean.
I think that would be a really cool way, because then he can he's like tabbing it out without tabbing it out. He's just playing.
Yeah, and like it would be cool to have like just a keypad next to him, a controller for record and stop.
Yep.
And something that he could just record like 4 clips in a row, like record this, play out a beat, stop. And record this, play out a different beat, and stop. Like he needs a notepad, like an audio or a MIDI notepad almost,
All he would really need
That'd be cool as fuck, dude.
Because Reaper does it. So what you could do, he's got a laptop with Guitar Pro on it now. So if we got him like a small interface that had a MIDI input on it, you can run the MIDI from the drums to the laptop or to the interface, and then he can record his MIDI into Reaper and then export that MIDI file and import it into Guitar Pro, and it'll automatically tab everything out for him.
Oh, okay.
So that's one way he could do it. It's just a matter of getting him to understand.
You just set the hits to different numbers or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because so like the electric kit right here, it's got you can assign a number to it.
Oh yeah, sure.
So you can assign the numbers to the correct numbers in Guitar Pro, and it'll automatically just tab that all out with the
Yeah,
correct
it's just the MIDI
corresponding.
key. The kick is 1, I'm sure. Snare is 2 or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
they
yeah.
they all have their own number to them. But yeah, it's actually really easy, and I didn't realize how in depth it went until I got this kit, and then I started playing around with it, and then I started tabbing stuff out.
Oh yeah,
And
dude.
that's I actually wrote a drum beat for Planetos using the electric kit, and then Attila went with it. So it's like cool. That's kind of a cool way that like I wrote a drum beat for Planetos, and he
Yeah,
used it,
dude.
you know, but by using the electric kit and tabbing it out that way. Because there's times where like I can play a drum beat better than I can tab it for some reason. Like sometimes tabbing can be a little limited as
Yeah, that
far as
makes sense.
creativity goes. So sometimes you just need a flow on a kit to come out with the thing that you're trying to get out of your head, kind of
Yeah.
thing. And that's how that happened. And you know that's half the reason why I wanted the kit so that I can do that a little bit more.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I was excited when you said you were dropping money on an actual electric kit. Like I'm curious to see like how easily that makes you flow with your drum beats, or if it helps Attila write as well. I want to see what Attila can add.
I
Like
think it will.
he's
And
impressive to me.
yeah.
Like his skill is far beyond what he says it is.
Hmm.
Like
No, he tends to shit on himself, but
he can
he's an
improvise.
amazing drummer.
He can
Yeah,
improvise really well. Like
yeah,
he just picks things up and like he can add to them and like morph them, and he just makes it flow really well. Even when he messes up,
yeah.
it's like he just keeps going. Like you'll see him like shake his head, but it's like,
Yeah.
what are you shaking your head for, dude? Like,
Yeah.
why are you upset?
There were times in like Arkanaut where he would do that. We'd be jamming and he'd just be like, you could see him yelling at
He's getting
himself.
pissed off.
Yeah,
Like,
you
why,
see him
why are
yelling
you
at
so
himself while we're
mad?
running through the set or something like that. And then we're all just sitting here like, no, dude, that was fucking sick. And then we'd end up making that change as part of the song, you know? And
He's
it's
like
like,
pissed off. Like, whatever, dude.
yeah, it was like one of those happy accidents.
It's like whatever. Fuck off.
Yeah,
We'll add it. Fine.
yeah. Yeah, no, he's an amazing drummer, and he just doesn't give himself enough credit for it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I want to see what he can do for sure.
There's been times where I'll hand him like a song obviously that I've tabbed the drums for, and he'll roll with it, he'll learn it, but then he always adds his own twist to it, and sometimes it ends up being completely different than what I initially wrote for it, and ends up being way better. You know, he's done that already on this EP, so I'm really excited to see what happens for the next EP.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Man, I've always wanted him to like branch out and play some other stuff too, though. Like
It's funny
I
because
want him to like sit down with someone else and see if he can play like some
oh, I think he
fucking
can.
jazz or something.
Because
Like
honestly,
some crazy shit.
when we first started jamming with Attila, like 4 bands ago, me and Luis started playing with Attila.
Was it Cinecile or whatever?
Back in like Cinecile days, yeah. Attila was kind of like I know he probably hates hearing it, but he was kind of like a poppy drummer almost. He wasn't so much into like double bass, like straights and stuff like that. He was more of just
Rock
like
and roll.
really big boomy stuff. Yeah, because he's an '80s kid, like
Yeah.
like he likes all the '80s music, like I do, and so he was really into the bigger, like grander, like '80s hair metal, like poppier
Yeah.
drums type style, you know. So we had to break him in a little bit, but yeah, I think he could definitely pull back and do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool because I noticed Fabio was making a post on Facebook
I
about
saw
how he
that.
wanted to jam with some people,
Yeah,
and I immediately thought of Attila. I was like, well, if you need a drummer,
yeah,
like Attila's the dude. Like he would be fun to play with because I feel like that guy, like he can just roll off anything. He can just play with anything. It's just really cool to me. But I don't know. Maybe that's just coming from somebody who can't imagine playing drums. Like I don't get it. I can't do it. Like I've sat in front of a drum kit and I've tried to like imitate a drum beat. I'm
Oh,
like,
man.
I don't know what the fuck is
I gotta
going
move
like,
all 4 limbs
uh,
in sync to do something.
It's like I like playing with keyboards. I
Yeah,
can see all the buttons. Like
Yep.
they're right there in a row. Like drum kits are alien to me. I don't get it. It's impressive when I see someone like just going all crazy, like all out on a drum kit. It's like, god damn. It's like same with like instruments with an excessive amounts of buttons, like woodwinds, saxophones, clarinets, oboes, things like that. It's like, what the fuck, man?
yep.
I guess technically, I don't know. All the buttons are the buttons in order? I don't think they are on woodwinds, are they?
No.
They're
So
not
like
in order.
I
You
used
have to
to I
learn
used to
the
play clarinet, and there you would be like going down the clarinet, and then all of a sudden you got to hit a button back here on the backside
yeah, like
for another
a
note,
bigger
or
hole
you
that
got to
makes a
hit
bass or whatever.
this weird thing on the side to get this note
A
down
flat
here.
to
Yeah,
get a flat or a
yeah, it's
sharp, you have
just
to hit a
weird
pinky.
shit.
Yeah, I remember I played saxophone when I was like in third and fourth grade.
Yeah.
Just a long time ago, but like man, saxophones are cool. I wouldn't mind picking one up again, but man, woodwinds they just sound so confusing. Like I have I have trouble with a piano. Oh, you gotta take a break? All right, hold on. All right, so we're back. We're back. Always got to have a pee break. There's almost every single episode. There's one. Whatever.
Especially when you're drinking beer.
Like every episode. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, I just like talking about CYTERRA, but is there any bands that you're paying attention to that are doing some cool stuff?
I mean, are you talking about locally or just in general?
Uh, in general, man. Like, give me some national acts you really like. Like,
I
what's
mean,
going on, man?
obviously, I don't think it's any secret that I'm pretty much obsessed with Gojira and everything that they do. Because they do a lot of cool, like, outside fundraisers and stuff like that to raise money for, like, I don't know if you've seen the Sea Shepherd shit that they do for raising money for, like, sea life and whales and stuff like that are getting killed off. And
I know that they're into the whole like oceanic
yeah,
reservation type of movement. Like I know that they're into that. I'm not super into Gojira myself, but
yeah.
like that's cool. I like it when artists like use their resources for more than cuz like I know if you make $1 million putting out an album, you're not spending $1 million to put the next album out,
Yeah.
you know. But it's interesting to see what people do with that money, and it's crazy like when artists like do like world changing kind of fundraisers like that.
Well, and
Gojira is definitely one of those bands that does like crazy like
they're
world
yeah
changing
they're
shit.
they are really well known for doing shit outside of just music. I think
Oh
more
yeah,
so than a lot of other bands. Like even when the Amazon was basically burning to the ground, their whole album Fortitude was basically surrounding them raising money for that, called the Amazonia Project or something like that. And it was to raise money to help like fix everything that's going on over there. They're
at
really
least help.
involved. Yeah, they're really involved in like world issues and shit like that. Shit that really matters and things
Yeah.
that we tend to forget
I
about.
really hope that money went to a good source though, or a
I
good
think it did. I mean, they even had Metallica and I forgot what other band was, but there was a lot of bands that were like donating their gear to sell to raise money for shit like that.
Well, I
So
mean, hype doesn't mean a good cause.
no, it doesn't. I mean, for all we know, they pocketed all that shit. But
Well, I mean, the artist didn't. Somebody might have.
yeah,
It wasn't the artists. The artists are the ones that usually get duped. They're
yeah,
usually the ones that get roped into it,
yeah,
and they use like the artist's hype to make a bunch of money, and they book it. You remember
yeah.
the Fire Festival thing?
The Fire Festival.
Oh God, some dude put I forgot who it is. He was involved with some like big company, but he put on this fucking music festival. It's supposed to be like equivalent to like Coachella. It was called Fire Festival, FYRE, and he sold all of these tickets and all of these VIP packages for like catering and like hotels and all like crazy packages for like thousands and thousands of dollars. And then when it came down to it, the whole fucking festival was a sham. And like people went and the living arrangements for like these VIP packages were like fucking tents. They were like just garbage. Like it was horrible. Like the catering was like fucking ham and cheese sandwiches. Like shit like
What?
that. Like yeah, it was like horrible. Like
Oh,
straight up
Jesus.
like like disrespectful. Like just bad. Like thousands of dollars for this? Like what? Like it was just it was a scam. It was the whole
Yeah.
thing was a scam. And I just remember following that story and thinking like it was hilarious because I would never pay thousands of dollars for a music festival to begin with. Like
Yeah.
that's a scam in itself. Like putting on a music festival is cool and all, but like a ticket will never cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like but I don't know. That's just my views on it.
It's funny. I don't know how many people know, but I actually have a distant relative. I guess he's like a great uncle or something like that.
Yeah.
He's actually one of America's most wanted, and one of the things that he did was actually very similar. He set up some sort of like music festival. It was like a country music festival. Said Reba McEntire and Garth Brooks and all these people, all these big country names were going to be out there. Sold a shit ton of tickets to it, and the event never even existed. I don't know how he got away with it or how much money he made from it, but
Anything before like the 90s,
yeah, it was
like
it
you
was
could
a
do anything
while
you
ago.
wanted. Like
Yeah.
before the internet, you could do whatever the fuck you wanted.
Yeah,
Dude.
he like convinced so many people that he had booked all these bands and shit. He's a very similar situation, and he sold a bunch of fucking tickets to a show that didn't even exist.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Scam a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't imagine. I can't imagine buying a ticket like that. Just like either showing up or even just learning about it. Like
I wonder
what?
how he did it. Like, did he set up a booth to sell
He
tickets?
just
Or
went
like,
to Kinko's,
maybe.
printed out a bunch of flyers. Like I can make a good looking flyer. Start pasting them up on like the on all the bulletin boards like downtown and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could try to do it nowadays, but people would look it up online and figure out it was fake
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, the internet's kind of put a stop to stuff like that. Thank God.
That's why I'm surprised the fire festival thing actually like happened.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
it blew my mind. Like you got to look that shit up later. It's so funny.
All you gotta do is Google once, and you'll find out that it's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of people that drop the ball on that shit.
Just makes me laugh that people pay. Like this guy like made off with like millions of dollars. Like I'm pretty sure got caught and like he definitely did jail time, but he's like the fact that he got that far like makes me laugh. Like people actually went, dude. People got
They
there.
like showed up to the
Yeah,
fucking
they
venue.
showed up and it failed. Like
They're all just like, where the
they
hell's this
figured
show
out
at?
when they got there. That's when they figured out it was a scam. That's what makes me laugh about it.
The funny thing is, they probably saw a lot of people show up, and they're like, "Oh hell yeah, this event's actually happening!" And then they realize that every single one of them just got fucked out of a ticket.
It's all a scam. That shit's funny.
Damn.
But yeah, man, I can't imagine anything like that happening like in Phoenix or anything. That'd be nuts. Man, but what local bands are getting big right now? I know Amaya's doing a lot.
Amaya's doing a lot. Yeah.
I had a few of those dudes on already. I need to meet their drummer.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of out of touch with what's going on in the local scene lately, just because we haven't been around.
Oh, it's coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back, but I meant specifically because we haven't obviously played shows in like 3 years or so, and
Yeah.
we've been kind of out of touch with what's been going on. But I've been trying to follow up on a lot of stuff, and I know Condemned Till Dawn has made some changes. Got to give a shout out to those dudes. They're definitely close buddies of ours, and they've been doing some new stuff. They got Kyler fronting them now, so I think it's going to be really interesting to see what they do coming up. And we fucking love those dudes. So
I've still never met Emilio.
yeah, I haven't either. I haven't met Emilio. I heard he's a cool dude. I haven't met Dakota yet of Amaya, and
You haven't met Dakota?
I have not met Dakota.
What?
But I like he messaged me once through Messenger on Facebook because we were all supposed to go out drinking with him at a bar or something like that, and I think Art, Attila, and Luis all went, and I didn't. I had some shit going on.
Yeah.
And Dakota texted me. He's like, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was like, "Where the fuck are you at, bud?" or something like that,
Yeah.
And he's like, "I was looking forward to meeting you and all this shit." And whatever it was that he said, it had me fucking cracking up. But it was just funny. But I know him and I are gonna probably be good buddies. We actually have the same guitar. He has the Ibanez V as well. So
Nice.
yeah, I think we were talking through another group chat at some point about that. And yeah, I mean, all those dudes seem like really cool dudes. I haven't really met any of the Maya dudes or Emilio. There's so many like new faces in the scene that I haven't really got to meet yet, and I look forward to definitely doing that. I know there's a lot of new bands that are kind of coming up that are kicking ass.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see where Maya and Condemned go for sure. 'Cause
Yeah.
those dudes like they bring a different kind of energy to the stage. There's a lot of local bands that come up there and like you can see them like they it almost seems like they're practicing on stage sometimes.
Yeah, like the show is their practice session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you can tell they're trying to get in the groove almost the whole time.
Hmm.
And like Amaya is not one of those bands. Like Condemned Till Dawn is not one of those bands. I know Argonaut was definitely not one of those bands. You guys
Fuck
practice like
no.
three
Oh
times a
my god.
week.
It was like a
You guys
goddamn workout
practice like
routine.
so much more than anyone else in the scene. Like it was obvious too. Like when you guys went up, it was tight and fucking precise, and everyone turned their heads. Like what? What is this?
There was a lot of like older bands that were asking us that too. Like, how often do you guys practice? Because we practice like once a week, if that. Sometimes like twice a month. And we're like, fuck, man, we're doing 3 to 4 times a week for 4 or 5 hours at a time. And but apparently that's a lot to us. It was like, no, we need another day. We need 4 days. We need 5 days. We need to be here for 6 hours at a time. We're always trying to do it more and more and more. And for some reason, it seems like that's a challenge for a lot of bands, which is
Well, it is.
bizarre.
It is a challenge. It's not bizarre.
I don't know, maybe I don't know.
That is a challenge.
It was just so easy for us at the time. I mean, it's gotten harder over time because we're getting a little older. You know, Attila's married now, and Luis is engaged now.
Yeah.
So it's just like that we're getting older. You know, life is happening. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it's definitely getting a little bit harder. But I mean, we're still practicing a lot. We're still practicing 3 to 4 hours at a time and two times a week.
I feel like if you guys keep working on like getting your recordings down and like just keep working on the digital side of it,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, if you get the digital side down, you can get your recordings down smooth and everything. Like the vocals and all that.
Yeah.
Like get all that like mixed and mastered, like get that down in house. And like I think that's the new move
Yeah.
in music, honestly, is doing everything in house, doing it yourself. Because like you don't need to send out something to get mastered, in air quotes, mastered.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of a thing that albums did. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you do with an album,
Mhm.
right? And it's like nowadays, like you have a preset on your plugins. Like they're all gonna be the same
I have
preset.
mastering plugins. Like, why is that a thing?
It's a
You know,
thing
like-
because it's possible.
Yeah, I
like
can literally
it's
click a button and it's mastered,
well,
so to speak.
it helps if you know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Like you gotta know what the numbers mean. We were talking about that with Smart earlier.
Yeah.
But it's like there's so many tools out there now that like do a lot of like the precise, like you don't have to use your ears as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You can have the instruments look at these things, and as long as you know what the numbers mean, you can match them up to where it's within the range you want it to be, and then you listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it give you problems with your ears? No, you're good. Like, the computer is doing a lot of the work nowadays, and I feel like mastering is almost going to go away. Like,
I think so, because I mean, if you look at it, most bands' demos and EPs sound better than almost every album recorded 10 years ago, and beyond.
Oh, yeah.
Like our EP was self-produced, and it sounds better than Kill 'Em All, as quality wise. So it's like, I think audio has definitely come a long way with that, and to the point where like, yeah, you don't really need somebody to mix and master your shit. You don't need a record label, for all this shit. And that's what I think independent bands are becoming more of a thing.
unfortunately, the platforms don't support it.
Yeah, it hasn't really caught up yet, and that's why
No.
bands are not making money off of their music anymore. Even without a record label,
Yeah.
their most money is made from shows and merch because they haven't quite figured out how to pay bands for streams. And it's a hard thing to like.
Nobody's paying the bands for the streams.
Yeah.
It's like
They're just
there's
"Here, you can
nobody's
upload your
going to pay
music
for it.
free, and that's it.
You have to have people giving the money up in order to have the money there to make it. Like, so the people that are paying for streaming, they're paying Spotify for the service of having their platform up, for having all the bandwidth and all that technical shit. Like, they're paying Spotify as a company. And then like the artists themselves, they're getting money from Spotify, like as a backhand, like, oh, here you go. Here's the profit that you made off of our platform, but it's like through their filter. You know what I mean? So
Well,
it's
and
like,
think of it this way: has anybody ever signed a financial contract to upload music on Spotify? Probably not,
yeah,
because they don't exist. That's why nobody's getting paid, and that's for anything. I mean,
yeah. And you can break it down to like what does it cost to stream all of those songs?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does it cost Spotify to actually stream all of that data over the internet? What does it cost them in like, even down to like the power they use?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what does it cost in administrative costs and all of these things? Like, all of that shit takes out of the profit of the artist. And it's like, as long as they're running the service and doing all of that for you, they're going to be taking the money for it.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's like, and I'm only saying Spotify because they're the biggest one. And
Yeah,
they're the one
there's
everyone
obviously
goes
others
to.
out there.
They're the YouTube of music. Like,
Well,
they are the platform right now.
We tried to go about it a different way in Argonaut, where we were using DistroKid to distribute our music out to all the streaming platforms and all the online stores and
Totally
shit.
a valid
And
option.
yeah, and they're supposed to, that company and like other distributor companies like that are supposed to hunt down your royalties for you and shit like that. And
to a point.
To a point, yeah. But it's like you can't really do shit with stuff like Spotify or our iHeartRadio or Pandora or anything like that. It's hard for them to collect on things like that. Obviously, you can collect on selling your music through Amazon and iTunes and stuff like that because people are actually paying to listen to it. Whereas, like on Spotify, you're not really paying to listen to it. I mean, I think there's a subscription for Spotify, right, that you can pay for, and it eliminates ads, and you have more control over what you're listening to.
Yeah, I have it for sure.
Yeah, but I think
I pay for Spotify.
a lot of people can listen to Spotify for free. Obviously, it comes with its own complications because I've ran into them myself, but just because I don't want to pay for Spotify.
Yeah,
I don't use it. I just don't.
What do you use for music then? What do you listen to music on?
Well, honestly, I don't.
Do you pay for a streaming service?
I don't really listen to music lately.
Okay.
And when I do, it's usually in my car, and
you just YouTube it or what? Like, what do you use to search?
So in my truck, I have an aux cord that obviously I use YouTube for. But with the charger, I have a USB port in there. So I load up all my music from my computer onto a USB port and just plug it into that. So I run my music off a USB port.
Oh, USB's like a flash drive?
Yeah, like a flash drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's how I listen to music while I'm driving.
Very 2000s of you.
Yeah. It's easier because like otherwise I have to sit there and like fucking get, you have to leave your phone unlocked when you're on YouTube, and that's fucking annoying, and I'm not going to pay YouTube subscription to be able to lock my phone, and
right.
all that dumb shit.
Nobody wants to pay YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not paying YouTube a fucking dime.
YouTube has enough money.
Yeah.
Fuck those people.
But any other time I'm listening to music, it's usually at work, and it's through YouTube because I'm sitting at a computer,
Yeah.
So I have no need really for any kind of streaming service. And like, yeah, the ads get annoying, but a lot of times I'm too busy at work anyway. It's more just background noise. I'm not really paying attention to the music, So if an ad comes on, I probably don't even realize it until it's like almost over, and then I'm like, God damn, this ad has been going on for 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah, man. I know. They'll have like 3 ads in a row.
Oh my God. YouTube's getting bad with that shit.
Like how long have I been listening to the Tempur-Pedic mattress advertisement? Is this an infomercial?
Oh my God.
Is this like an hour long? Like
there was one time it was just like that. I was fucking zoned out at work. I was just doing whatever, and then an ad came on. It was like a short one, and then another one came on, and then a third ad came on, and it was like one of those 5-minute ones. I was just zoning out, blah, 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 and they were just yammering about some whatever bullshit they were promoting. And then like fucking 5 minutes go by, and I'm like, God damn, is this thing still talking? Like, what is going on? Like, fuck, I thought this was just gonna be another quick ad that I can I thought it. You know how like YouTube has autoplay?
Yeah.
I thought it like autoplayed to some other video that I wasn't interested in because of how fucking long it was going on. And I was like, God damn. So I look over and sure shit, it's just another damn advertisement. And this is fuck. YouTube's bad.
I'm waiting to like flip to that, and like the advertisement has like an hour left.
Oh
and
my
it says
God.
skip ad, and the button's there.
Yeah. People
It's like they put on an infomercial and a skip ad button.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't see the button.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I don't think people have actually realized how long some of those advertisements are. They usually just wait for the
like
counter to go
45
down
seconds
so they can skip
sometimes,
the
like-
ad. But like, if one of the skip the ad ones comes up, if you ever look at the times, a lot of those are really fucking
it's
long.
way
advertisements.
longer than a normal
Yeah.
commercial. They'll
Yeah.
put you like a 1-minute commercial for the skip ad button.
Yeah.
Like they do that on purpose.
Uh-huh.
Like it's all thought about. None of this shit's on accident.
Yeah.
It's not left up to random chance anymore. They put it at random chance when they first started, And then they started paying attention to the choices, and they started like, tweaking all these choices over the years. Now it's everything is done on purpose.
Well, that's why you see a lot of these big YouTube guys where they, because the reason why YouTube does that is so they can pay a lot of their big YouTube people, to put ads in their videos. But then you got some of these people like Glenn Fricker where they're like, fuck that. Like, I'm not going to ruin my channel by putting ads on it. But if I'm going to do that, you guys need to be paying for like my Patreon or whatever the fuck else that they got going on. Like Glenn Fricker has like, I think a Patreon or something where you got to pay $1 for it just so he could keep his channel clear, so he's allowed to use the word fuck, because they try to censor him for using fuck all the time. And they were trying to censor his channel to where a lot of people were not going to be able to see his videos and shit because of it. And they were like, well, if you want to keep me uncensored, you got to pay $1 a month basically. And it actually worked. So now his channel is full of fucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I mean, why do you think I don't even post on YouTube anymore?
Yeah.
I hate YouTube so much. I don't post on. Like, I only use it because I have to. That's where people upload videos. Like, there's nowhere else really to watch current videos.
Well, and one of the damn settings when you're uploading a video too is like, is this video like kid-friendly content? It's like,
no, absolutely fucking not.
But then they still try to censor you on it, even when you label it as such, So it's like,
I know.
Like in this, it's hard too, because you have to select one. And when I was uploading the content for CYTERRA, it's like, well, I mean, it's not kid friendly, it's just music, and I don't think we say fuck or anything like that in any of our songs. I mean, maybe once.
That's the only word that matters.
Yeah, and so it's like,
can you understand it?
Yeah. But it's like, so do you label it as kid friendly? Because then if you do, then it puts it on like a kid friendly platform, like as far as like who your audience base is. So it's like, well, so then I have to label it as not kid friendly, just so we could get the right kind of viewers. But then that means anybody under the age of 18, like kids and going to high school, they're not gonna be able to find our shit because of that. I don't know exactly what their process for that is, but it's like,
honestly, if they're going to high school and they're listening to metal, they probably have their age listed above 16 anyways.
They probably do, but I'm just saying, it's like, it definitely limits the upcoming kids like listening to our music, because it's like, fuck, when I was in high school,
that's tough anyways. But I feel like the angle there would be just get their parents, right? Their parents probably listen to metal anyways.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, or you just falsify your age. I used to do that.
Yeah, dude. YouTube. I was never 16 on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't care how old I was in real life. On the internet, I was at least 18 every single time.
Every time.
It was so stupid back then. I'm sure nowadays they like access your camera, look at your face, and like, you're a kid.
Well, that's why we were 13 on fucking MySpace,
Yeah.
When you weren't supposed to be. There's an age restriction for MySpace. We were 13, still rocking MySpace.
Oh, yeah, I had a MySpace.
Yeah.
Well, it was just like a checkbox. It's like, are you 18? Yes. Okay. It's like, all right. Our legal diligence is due. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
We did our due diligence. Like, we're good.
Jesus.
Legally free and clear.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm pretty sure it's not not the same anymore.
It's like even like certain like pornographic websites. They even just say like, "Are you at least 18 years old?" Click yes. That's it. That's
all they have to do, dude. That's all they have to do. Legally,
it's terrible.
They have to put that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure, and as they should. But
realistically, should they? Like, does that matter?
No.
Like, realistically, you're just gonna click yes and go to the site
across
anyways.
a porn website and click no. You're right. I'm not 18.
Ah, shit.
Damn it! I can't view this. Fuck. I'm gonna have to use my imagination now.
It's back to Google Images.
The old school way. Pull out your dad's Playboy.
God damn it. Man. Yeah, back in the day, the internet was like the wild, wild west, man.
I kind of miss those days.
I don't. It was hard to find anything.
It was hard to find. It was hard to find what you wanted to find, but it was really easy to fucking stumble across some shit you shouldn't be seeing.
Oh yeah, I found a site called moid.org back in the day. It was like the cesspool of 4chan. It was horrible. If you know what 4chan is,
website.
Think of all the worst images from 4chan, and they were all compiled in one image board on one website called moid.org. I don't know how I found it. Like, this site is obviously not around anymore because the site had images that were obviously illegal.
It's probably
Like,
on the dark web.
oh man, well, maybe, I don't know. Like,
Fuck, 4chan exists.
I don't know who made this website, but they're sick motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
I should not have been on there. But yeah, like I don't know. Shit like that just doesn't exist anymore. It's too easy to find.
It's a little bit harder to find.
Well, it's easy to find and it's easy to shut down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, who knows what the dark web has?
Fucking 4chan, man. There's still some pretty bad shit on 4chan if you dig long enough.
4chan's lame. They got really bad when I found it. It turned into something really stupid. Like they it used to be like an image board for like, you know, dialect people who are just like they kind of like the fringes of society, and it's totally uncensored, Wild West kind of internet.
Yeah.
And then like people started getting like aggressive on it. They're using it as like an outlet for their shitty lives. And they started attacking people. Anybody who left any sort of vulnerability on 4chan would be attacked mercilessly and like harassed anonymously, and just it got to the point where it was like scary to even go on 4chan. Like I don't even want my IP address attached to the site.
Like scared that somebody would be like tracking.
Yeah, because people would just fucking track people and like, oh hey, here's this fucking idiot. Look at their house. Here's their address and blah blah blah, and like here's what they look like, and here's all their embarrassing pictures they've ever posted, and like people were just getting like
Jesus.
fucking, yeah, and it was just getting aggressive. Like,
see, I wasn't on there long enough to see shit like that. I was only ever on 4chan if like somebody sent me a link for a specific thing.
Yeah,
but I never like browsed on there for anything.
That was around like probably 2008, 2009. Like when I was in high school, it got really fucking weird. Like it got like I said, just like really like violent, like aggressive, like not physically violent, but like, you know, they'd be doxing people left and right, just fucking exposing their addresses and phone numbers and, you know, all their friends and family. And it's just like, God damn, like this place is scary now. They would always use the line, "B is not your personal army." That was like the tagline, but it went way too far. Because eventually people would go on there and be like, hey, here's my ex-girlfriend. She's a bitch. Like, fuck her life up. You know? And like, and people would just post, "B is not your personal army. Get the fuck out of here." Like, that was the tag, you know? This isn't fun. This is dumb. This is obviously a personal vendetta. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And like, this isn't funny. This isn't entertaining. But then people started ignoring that. They started just saying like, you know, like, "B is not your personal army. In fact, we're going to go after you." So, like, anybody who would post anything, they'd be like, okay, this person's posting. Let's see if they have any weaknesses. And, like, just go fuck them up. And, like, I would see that shit all the time.
It's
like,
at that point, like, the poster is the one getting the shit.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm out of here. This isn't fun anymore. This is just stupid. This is just seeing who can be the bigger asshole.
Basically.
I was like, it's not worth it. But, I don't know. 4chan has some pretty funny memes, but I feel like Reddit is a good filter. Reddit has all the funniness from 4chan.
Yeah.
Without all the bullshit and attacking.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems with Reddit.
I don't know. But it's pretty crazy, man. The internet gets wild.
Yeah, it does.
I'm glad it's at least a little regulated now.
A little bit.
A little bit. I don't know how far that goes.
I don't really support the I guess the censorship that they've been using on Facebook. That's fucking a little overboard.
I'll say it a million times. For any platform, censorship is evil. Like, it just comes down to that. Like, you got to let people decide what's right and wrong. Ultimately, and fuck, when you start censoring people and saying like, "Oh, we don't think this is right. You guys can't say this." Like, okay, why? Like, what? Like, maybe somebody else should ask that question. Why?
Yeah.
Like, maybe somebody else should decide they shouldn't listen to this.
Well, it's like it got to the point where it's like the left runs Facebook.
The left runs everything.
And the left runs all the fact checking. And so if you say anything right wing at all, they're censoring the shit out of it, and they're fact checking it with left wing people, you know. So it's just like if you said anything against Biden or anything going on over there, like they would just censor the fuck out of it. Or any event going on in the world, you know, and it's just like you can't do that, you know. You got whether it's true or not, like you can't.
No,
Yeah.
There's only good.
Well, and I saw they started censoring people for they would like take things out of context and censor them. Like if they use a specific word, regardless of how they used it, it gets blocked. It gets fucking
Yeah.
censored. It's like you're not even paying attention to the context.
Well, it's an
You know?
AI. It's a program.
Yeah.
So, oh, if they say this word, then demonetize them.
But like, so somebody I know, they quoted a movie or something on like it was like it was like a chain, a thread that was going on about people talking about certain quotes from movies and blah blah blah. And it was all fun and games. Nobody was like attacking anybody, but somebody used a quote from a certain movie and it ended up using words that Facebook doesn't like, so they censored the whole fucking thing, and that person got like a 30-day ban because of it. And it's like, what the fuck? They were just participating in the thread, you know. It wasn't like any harassment towards anybody or anything like that. It's just because they're not paying attention to shit like that, they're just censoring it.
Yeah, it's stupid. The internet's a dangerous place, man. And dangerous in the fact that, like, corporations will just annihilate you if you don't agree with them.
I don't know. I kind of started stepping away from social media a little bit just because
It's the same reason I don't post on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know. The only reason why I still have a Facebook is so that I can manage the CYTERRA band page and shit like that. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have a Facebook because I'm just kind of over all of it, and I don't even like the algorithms that these social media platforms have, especially when it comes to like promoting your music and getting your
Dude,
posts
I've noticed
seen.
something. Like, I've noticed that if you're attached to a page and you tag the page, it deletes it. It fucking shadow bans that
What do you
post.
mean?
Like, I try anytime I on my personal Facebook tag Things Beyond Sound, it gets fucking no views, no shares, no reacts, nothing. Like, nobody fucking even sees it. Same with my girlfriend Mars. If she posts her Substack, Digital Quill Press, if you look that up and find it, it's a Substack. It's there. It's got posts. She writes on it. She does movie reviews, all this other stuff, and if she posts about that on her personal Facebook and says, "Hey, check out Digital Quill Press," and tags the Facebook page and all that, like, nothing. Crickets. No fucking reacts, no comments, nothing. But she posts like, "Hey, check out this makeup I did today." 40 likes, fucking 10 comments, all this crazy shit. It's like, what happened to the other post? Like, it's not that. No. If all of her friends saw the fact that she was promoting her project, it would have gotten the same amount of likes. But Facebook looks at that and says, "You're promoting your own project." No. Like, it has to be it. There's no other explanation.
Yeah, there's some
because
fuckery going on there.
There is no fucking way. Like, a makeup post is getting 40 likes, and her project that she's working on, that she actually puts passion into, and it actually looks like she's fucking, like, trying to do it well, and, like, there's no way that's getting 0.
Yeah.
Like, that's impossible. Like, it's...
I think I've noticed similar shit happening like that too, because
same shit happens with my podcast. When I mention my podcast, I'll get like 4 or 5 likes. When like I mention anything else, I'll get like I'll just post a joke post or something, like some stupid shit about clown makeup, like or whatever, and like it'll get like 20 likes or whatever. And like, my podcast gets nothing.
You're like, I could use that 20 likes on my podcast.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's just the fact that, like, I know the people that are reacting to this clown post would have reacted to Things Beyond Sound.
Well,
they would much rather comment on my podcast than comment on some stupid fucking joke I made.
I wonder how much of that is actually happening, though, because it almost... I don't know. I feel like people just don't also like to react to what you're doing when it involves like trying to get ahead.
I've thought about that too.
Because like I feel like I've even noticed myself do it. Like I'll like if I come across like a Condemned Till Dawn post or something like that, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, that's cool. Scroll. Like, why aren't I liking that? If I see Kyler like post something that's really badass, that has nothing to even do with Condemned Till Dawn or something like that, I'll like it. But it's like, why aren't I liking the music post? Is that
because you're a dickhead?
Maybe. I mean, it's honestly not
anytime I see projects that my friends are involved in, I always leave a react. Something. Right, but I know the algorithm needs it.
It's not like I'm mentally, intentionally, intentionally not liking their page or anything like that. It's just
What's the value of clicking that button?
It's a lot to us.
It's a lot to the people who make the post.
It means more to us than people realize. Like 100 hearts.
As the person who made the post, it means a lot.
Yeah.
As the person giving the like, it doesn't mean shit. So just give it.
Yeah, 100%.
Even if you don't want to like hold the button and make a different shape,
I'm guilty of that.
You can just have the thumbs up. I'm
extremely guilty of that.
Okay, so Logic decided to shit the bed on me. It gave me an error that said disk too slow.
Solid.
Quite a mystery. Anyways, it erased about 25 minutes of recording. We were talking about how the Facebook algorithm kind of fucks you over when you're trying to self-promote. If you tag anything you're involved in, it'll shadow ban you for that post. I don't know what that means exactly, but we were talking about the proof of it. It gets pretty fucking nuts. Like, you post something that you're involved in, and it just doesn't show your post to anybody. It's weird. But we were talking about that, and we talked about a lot of other things, and the podcast was about to a close, and I looked over and saw that error. So that's 20 minutes of information you'll never hear. But I know for a fact that this is not the only episode Dan will be on, so you'll hear him ramble about more shit, I'm sure.
I got plenty of shit to ramble on about.
That's good. So what's coming up with CYTERRA? Anything, like, just mention your new shit at the end of the episode and we can get this wrapped up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody's going to learn about the song names for the new EP coming up. Cool. After the Planetos EP, because obviously we're playing some of those songs for this show coming up.
Awesome.
I don't know if I should name drop that album.
Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to.
We got a song to be looking out for this show coming up is going to be called Serpent's Trial. That song is
nice.
Probably the fastest,
I like that one.
Most badass song I've ever written. And
I have to say, I know that song, and that's like my favorite fucking song that you guys have written.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
Oh my god, that song's fucking good.
When we were trying to decide what songs to take from the new EP to play for this show, unanimously, like, everybody wanted to play Serpent's Trial.
Absolutely. So, that would have pissed me off if you guys didn't get that one.
Art was getting pretty passionate about that. He's like, if we don't play it, like, so like,
I can see that.
It was getting there. He was like, no, we're definitely playing that song.
That's good.
So, it's the other one that we're gonna be playing is Lineage.
Okay,
which is another
that's dope.
Another really badass thrashy fast
definitely
song.
One of the stronger ones for sure.
And then depending on time, we got to set up real quick so we can make time because we only get 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And with this other song in there, it puts us at like 31 minutes, and we don't want to be that band that like goes over our time and pisses people off. So we're gonna try to set up earlier so we could fit that other song in there for that 1 minute
speed run.
Yeah. So, but that one's gonna be called Void, and we're really looking forward to playing that song live because it's a beautiful song.
If anyone's actually really a diehard fan of Argonaut, they might know Void.
They might know some of the
Lineage. You've played Lineage at my house show.
Yeah,
I don't think you've played. You might have played on stage once. That might have been in Texas or California.
Yeah,
I don't know if you definitely didn't play those here a lot.
No, we didn't.
So
on purpose.
If anyone, I know on purpose against my judgment, but I'm always advocating to play the newest fucking songs. Just go.
Yeah.
But that's my theory. But if you guys haven't. If you guys never caught the tail end of CYTERRA or the tail end of Argonaut, CYTERRA is gonna pick it back up and fucking be twice as good.
Fuck yeah, we are.
Like,
and we're looking forward to it.
Holy shit! Like the songs they're gonna play at this show are gonna be fucking good.
Basically, anybody who was around and were diehard fans of Argonaut that saw the musical change in the style of songs that we were writing.
Oh yeah.
We are continuing that progression into CYTERRA, and all the heaviest, most intense writing that we have going on is coming for CYTERRA. So
awesome.
We're really excited to get this shit going.
Sweet. I want to hear it for sure. All right, man. Well, it was great talking to you. If you guys want to keep up with CYTERRA, go give them a follow and all that.
If the algorithm will allow you.
Yeah, if the algorithm allows, if the Facebook gods allow you to follow CYTERRA, please do. Well, it was great talking with you, man.
You as well.
Can't wait till next time.
Hell yeah.